Due to circumstances beyond my control, we're back for another day of television entertainment and television information. I am Dan Kuntz, and this is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's the third day of October, 2019. Thanks for starting your day with us. We barely made it on the air, but we're here, and it's good to be here. We got a really good show for you today. I know I always promise you a really good show. Most of the time, we fail to deliver on that particular promise, but we still try. I got some good stuff for you today. We're going to replay the interview in the second half of the hour I did with Michelle Price, Dr. Michelle Price, the superintendent of the North Central Educational Services District. They have a board, of course, and they have a vacancy on that board, and they would like to have that vacancy filled as soon as possible. So Michelle came in to talk about that. We'll play you that coming up in the back half of the hour. We also have kennel cameos because it's Thursday. Remy the dog needs a home. And towards the end of the program, I'll let you know how you can win a pair of tickets to see Dan Miller's Cowboy Music Review. It's part of the Wenatchee Community Concert Association series of concerts. The show is this Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium. We'll play a little snippet of Dan and his trio towards the back half of the hour. Then we'll let you know how you can win. It's our usual email contest that we always do. Plus, we have all the things that you're so used to, including everybody's entitled to Mike McKnighty's opinion, and we got some celebrity birthdays to pass along to you today in history, the obscure holiday. We got news, we got sports, a lot of sports to get to. We're all getting excited because we'll be in Cashmere tomorrow night to cover the Cashmere Bulldogs and the Omak Pioneers in CTL football. Looking forward to that. And the weather forecast. We broke a record yesterday. This unseasonably cool weather that we've had for just about a week. We did it again yesterday. I'll tell you those details when we get to the forecast. But the sun is up. Sun's been up for just about, officially, for about a minute. Let's take a look at what we got around the valley with our Valley View cameras. This is the time of the year where we really get some incredible views because the sunrise is just starting to creep over the East Wenatchee Bench. The snow continues to recede in the upper elevations around the Wenatchee Valley from that unexpected light snow that the higher elevations got. That's gradually melting away. In fact, by the time we get to the early part of next week, we're going to be considerably warmer. We'll be up near 70 by Sunday and Monday. So it is autumn, and we usually have some sunny and pleasant days in early October. The sun hasn't been a problem, but the temperature certainly has. Good morning, Wenatchee. Good morning, East Wenatchee. Good morning, Sunny Slope. Good morning, Badger Mountain. Good morning, Birch Mountain. Good morning to everybody. This is, of course, our cross camera, or perhaps our most popular camera, located adjacent to the cross at the very tip of Wenatchee Heights. And of course, from this point forward, I don't know. Megan gets to decide what cameras we're going to look at, and she says, let's go to Monument Hill. That, of course, is Steve Hare's summer home that you see in the foreground. It's a fixer-upper. Out there somewhere is Quincy. You can see the Clockham Ridge area way off in the background with still snow up there. Good morning to our friends in the greater Quincy area. People have asked me, where is Monument Hill? Well, if you go to Quincy and you kind of look straight to the north, it's about the highest point out there because that's how the Sky-Fi system works. And there's a bunch of television transmitters and repeaters and what have you, translators all gathered around in that general area. So it's all fenced off, by the way. Don't bother going up there. Employees only. And there you go. Good morning, Monument Hill, and good morning, Quincy. Camera 3. Hello to Cashmere. Yeah, the Apple Annie's camera. As we mentioned before, we will be in Cashmere tomorrow night for Cashmere Bulldog football with OMAC. It's also Hall of Fame night. They'll be inducting a couple of Cashmere High School legends into the Cashmere Athletic Hall of Fame. We'll have that for you as well at halftime of tomorrow night's game. Steins Hill out there. That's our Apple Annie's camera, by the way. The mighty Wenatchee River getting the job done. Good morning, Cashmere. How are you? It's good to see you. Camera number 4 is an incredible, is that Blag? Hey, I got it right. Blag Mountain. That's where the camera is located at. What you're looking at over there is down at the bottom of your screen is Leavenworth. And as you can see, it wasn't that long ago, just a few days ago, that snow that you see at the very top of those peaks was considerably lower in elevation. It doesn't happen, the kind of snow that we got in the upper elevations over the weekend. It's an anomaly, no doubt about it. And it's Mother Nature is kind of flipping that page a little bit, and it's starting to go away. Of course, winter is coming. It's not like the winter isn't going to happen. It's going to happen. Good morning, Leavenworth. Of course, the first weekend of the 3-day Oktoberfest, or 3-weekend Oktoberfest. It happens this weekend, next weekend, and the following weekend in Leavenworth. It's about time Leavenworth, got their act together and had a festival or two. I mean, come on. You need more festivals, Leavenworth. 6 minutes after the hour, let's take a look at your forecast from the National Weather Service. Yep, we set a record yesterday on Wednesday. It was chilly. We got all the way down to 37 degrees, and that tied the old record of 37 back in 1999. So a record low temperature was set on Wednesday, the 2nd of October. We had record weather on Saturday, on Sunday. We had the wettest September on record, and now another cold day. We only hit 57 was our high yesterday. That was 12 degrees below normal. So not only have we had 6 days in a row with our afternoon high temperature below normal, it's been well below normal. Hasn't even been close to what it's supposed to be. Sunrise this morning is 7:02, sunset tonight 6:36. That's 11 hours and 34 minutes of daylight. A weak weather system, not packing a great deal of punch, is coming in today, but it's going to give us a mixture of clouds and sun, and just as slightest chance of some light rain, almost immeasurable rain-wise. We'll get up to about 59 degrees, just a couple of degrees warmer than what we had yesterday. Slight chance of some light rain tonight. It will be fairly cloudy in the evening hours, 42 for the overnight low. Going to bump up to 63 with quite a bit of sunshine on Friday, although a little breezy on Friday afternoon and Friday night. Under partly cloudy skies on Friday night, you're going to want to bundle up for your high school football action. Going to be chilly, 43 for the overnight low. No complaints at all the weekend, especially Sunday. If you have outdoor activities, Sunday is looking just about perfect. Lots of sunshine, warm up to near normal, 67 degrees. And then things look pretty good. It'll start getting unsettled again with cooler temperatures on Tuesday and Wednesday. But if you get Sunday and Monday off, and a lot of people do, their weekends are Sunday and Monday, you couldn't ask for anything better than that. No real rain in the forecast, just a slight chance of some light rain today, spilling into tonight. Outside of that, we'll see more sun than clouds for the foreseeable future. Basically typical October weather, but again, a little on the cool side. Fair skies and 44 degrees outside of our studios. Yesterday at this time it was 37, so it's a little bit warmer, but it's still chilly. Going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your Thursday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 9 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
My first experience with CVCH, I had to come in with my daughter by myself with a cut in my hand that required stitches. And the care and compassion at CVCH was really significant, that they took the care and compassion and made me feel more as a human instead of just a patient there. The care they have for their community all around, inside and outside the clinic, is what I feel like is different. And that's what makes me want to come back to CVCH and recommend them to my friends and family.
Let Fitterers Furniture help you turn your dreams into reality with their exciting selection of quality furnishing and accessories. Whatever style you are looking for, you will find beautifully crafted furniture of exceptional value and the unmatched Fitterers customer service to make this shopping experience one you will keep coming back to. Make a point of visiting Fitterers Furniture in downtown Ellensburg.
Quality, selection, and service since 1896.
We're back at 9 minutes after the hour on this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We have fair skies and 44 degrees, mixture of clouds and sun for the day, maybe a stray raindrop or two, and we'll top off in the upper 50s, but a good-looking weekend coming our way. Here's what's making headlines on this Thursday. A driver who allegedly struck multiple cars in a hit-and-run incident on Monday in Wenatchee faces charges of DUI and assault. 21-year-old East Wenatchee resident Berenice Garcia, according to police, fought with officers after striking 5 cars in the area of Methouse Street. Again, this happened Monday at about 9 o'clock. Nobody was injured, but Garcia allegedly refused a breath test and kicked 2 police officers in the time between her arrest and the time she was booked into the Chelan County Jail. Striking a cop, you're not supposed to do that, automatically yields a charge of third-degree assault. A blood test will be used to determine whether Garcia was intoxicated. Well, after just 3 months on the job, the executive director of the America Performing Arts Center in Wenatchee has been dismissed. Robert Cox took over operation of the PAC back in July, replacing Matt Cadman, who had been there for 6 years. The PAC board decided at a September 24th board meeting to part ways. with Cox. Details on why he was fired not released. He was previously the artistic director for a theater company in New York City. Prior to taking the job at the PAC, he was employed at a data center in Quincy. PAC board president Jake Prudhomme said they have not yet launched a search for a new director. Alex Haley is handling that job on an interim basis. In the meantime, the greater Wenatchee area added more than 500 tech jobs over the last 10 years, but more needs to be done to keep growing. That's the finding of a new survey from Our Valley, Our Future. That's the nonprofit association helping to chart the region's development. The study, carried out by Washington State University's Impact Center, says the Valley gained 588 technology-related jobs between 2008 and 2018 for a total of about 1,500 people employed in the tech sector. Our Valley, Our Future coordinator Steve Maher says to keep that momentum, the Valley needs private-public partnerships centered on infrastructure and higher education. By filling those gaps, the payoff from could be a big net gain in jobs and local growth in the economy. An Okanagan County man who murdered his friend over stolen goods has to be resentenced. The State Court of Appeals says Don Arthur Moore, a 71-year-old Riverside man who shot and stabbed Bruce Maloney back in 2013, well, he was sentenced to 32 years without considering his mental health status. Moore, a Vietnam veteran diagnosed with PTSD, showed signs of memory loss and paranoia before the murder. He will not get a new trial, but an Okanagan County judge must order a psychiatric exam before adjusting his sentence. He remains incarcerated at the Coyote Ridge Corrections Center. Back to the drawing board for Chelan County planners working on new vacation property rules. The Planning Commission rejected the initial recommendations after last week's public hearing and referred them back to the Department of Community Development. The new rules have been in the works for the past couple of years in response to issues such as noise and parking in areas where the number of seasonal vacation homes has increased. Our very own senior news correspondent Steve Harris spoke to county commissioners. They say it's a contentious issue that may not be resolved until next year.
I think it's a delicate balance. I think there are certain things that you have to take a look at. What really is the root cause here? What really would perpetuate a ordinance to be put into place? To regulate vacation rentals. What truly is the problem? And some of it may be as much as people are fearful of the unknown of who is it that's coming into my neighborhood. And I don't necessarily know that you can put an ordinance in place to take care of a fear of the unknown. And so, we're trying to be very deliberate about this. We want to make sure that, if there's already something on the books, that's recognized, and that we're not, changing things, to create more regulation. But at the end of the day, to really get to the root cause, what is the root problem and root concern that the citizens have that are impacted by this?
They are required to pay the same as what motels do. They pay the total of 4% for the lodging tax that goes into our monies that we use for advertising. The revenue, when we agreed to put a regulation, a very watered down regulation in the Manson UGA, it taught us quite a bit. And one of those things has to be that there has to be enough revenue there to enforce it. And if you don't have enough revenue and can't enforce it, you shouldn't have the rule.
The Chelan County Planning Commission may start reviewing the new rules by the end of this month. 4th District Congressman Dan Newhouse, the Secretary of Energy, Rick Perry, and House Representative Greg Walden attended a ceremony yesterday morning at the Hanford Nuclear Reservation. The event was held to mark the 75th anniversary of the B nuclear reactor. Officials also recognized the final removal of the radioactive sludge in the Kay Basin near the Columbia River. And finally, this morning, opening up this week at the Collapse Contemporary Gallery in downtown Wenatchee is a show entitled Copyright Bandits. It features artists from all over the world. Our very own Caitlin Heddersheet filed this report.
I'm Chad Yenny, and this is Collapse Gallery, and I'm the owner and curator. We've been having shows every month with different artists, some of them from out of town and some of them local.
This month, the Collapse Gallery will feature an international collage show called Copyright Bandits. Chad says the idea originated with plans for his friend Jay Barones to visit Wenatchee from Mexico and install a collage mural on the back of the building. While Jay is still visiting and leading a collage and silkscreen workshop this weekend, the collage show evolved into a group show.
We met together in New Orleans for Collage Fest and talked to some friends there and invited them to this opening, I guess, and so that's kind of how it's originated.
Copyright Bandits will feature 41 artists from around the globe, from Scotland to Germany, France and Spain, even Peru. A variety of styles will decorate the walls of Collapse. A collage artist himself, Chad says bringing this many artists together is something unique for the Wenatchee Valley.
I started doing collage back in the 90s for like band flyers and things, and then took a break for a long time and then kind of picked it up again 6 years ago, and I think it was probably inspired by album artwork from my childhood, Dead Kennedys and stuff like that. I think I kind of like the puzzle of it, finding one piece and then looking for another piece that goes together. It's been fun for me because I'm a fan of a lot of these people's work, and so being able to invite them over, have their pieces, be able to see them in real life, and hopefully, you know, just give them a chance at a sale or at least some exposure. I'm pretty biased to paper collage and hand-cut paper collage, but there's a lot of different things here like digital collage and stuff with textiles, and so just being the curator and being biased, a lot of it is paper, but at the same time I wanted to represent some other things that I thought were a cool way to do the art. I think that this show is pretty unique in general, just getting this many people together from different disciplines of collage and different parts of the world, and yeah, there's only a couple gatherings like this, you know, around the world, and so I think it's pretty cool.
As far as the title for the show, Chad says that's a little industry humor for all the collage artists out there.
It's kind of a joke on the fact that people get worried about copyright issues and things like that, and there's been some talk about people getting in trouble with using different images. There's also been some neat success stories. I have a friend in Seattle that was telling me that he got a letter from National Geographic one time, and he was really worried because he'd been doing a lot of collages with that, and they were actually excited about it, and they did a little blog post on him, and so he was like, yes, finally, you know, somebody gets it.
The opening reception is this Friday from 4 to 10 p.m. with live music, and Chad says some of the artists participating in the show are planning on attending. This show runs through October 27th, but to keep up on a variety of events and art classes happening at Collapse, follow them on Facebook or Instagram. I'm Caitlin Hedersheet, NCW Life News.
I'm making a point to drop by myself between now and October 24th, and that's what's making headlines on this Thursday morning. We'll put together a newscast for you tonight. And we hope you watch it, and we hope you enjoy it. It's the NCW Life Evening News. Jefferson Robbins filling in for Grant Olson, who's taking the week off. Jefferson will have your local news. Eric Grandstrom will be handling sports and weather. You can check it out tonight right here on this very television station at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. You can also watch it whenever you want to by going to our website at ncwlife.com. We'll have it up and running and posted for you just about 5 o'clock, and you can watch it whenever you want to watch it, which is not a bad idea. And don't forget, we stream. So whatever we're showing live right here on this very television station, you can stream it on your smart TV or your computer or your smartphone or whatever the case may be. And we look forward to hearing from you. Drop us a note. news@ncwlife.com is our email address, news@ncwlife.com. You can also drop us a note via our website or via our Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you. Going to take a break. We still got a lot of things to get to. We got sports, the obscure holiday. We got today in history, some celebrity birthdays to get to. Everybody's entitled to Mike Minardi's opinion. Kennel cameos with Megan McPherson. My conversation with Dr. Michelle Price for the North Central Educational Services District. And your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Dan Miller's Cowboy Review this Sunday at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium. It's a busy Thursday. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.
The world around us is constantly changing. Major employers in north central Washington have expressed a need for capable, qualified engineering technologists who can think critically and solve problems. And at Wenatchee Valley College, we listened. We are pleased to offer a Bachelor of Applied Science Engineering Technology degree to provide you with a world of new opportunities. Your time is now. The future is waiting for you.
We're back at 21 minutes after the hour. Let's talk sports. You know, it's been a season of home runs, and Tampa Bay has been down actually towards the bottom of the league as far as home run production, but you wouldn't know it from last night's game. The Rays hit 4 home runs, and they powered past the Oakland Athletics 5-1 in the American League wild card game. Yandy Diaz, he led off the game with a shot to right center. That gave Tampa Bay the early lead. It would never relinquish that lead. Avisail Garcia homered in the second. Diaz again homered in the third. It was 4-0 Rays before Oakland knew what hit him. Tommy Pham put the exclamation point on the night with a solo shot in the fifth. Charlie Morton earned the victory on the mound. He went 5 innings. He allowed 1 run, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. Tampa Bay advances to face Houston in the American League Divisional Series on Friday. More baseball playoffs tonight. We got the National League Divisional Series. St. Louis is in Atlanta. They'll take on the Braves. First pitch 3:02. You can watch that on TBS. Dallas Keuchel will take on Miles McCollum in that one. Then at 5:37 tonight, the Dodgers host the Nationals. On TBS, Walker Buehler gets the start for Los Angeles. Patrick Corbin will go for the Nationals. The American League Divisional Series will get underway tomorrow. Houston entertains Tampa Bay, 11:05 on FS1, followed by Minnesota and the Yankees at Yankee Stadium at 4:07. That'll be on the MLB Network. Both the National League Division Series Game 2s will be Friday as well in Atlanta and LA. Here's what we have on tap locally in high school sports. Your schedule. We'll start with soccer. Okanagan will host Cascade. Chelanda's at Brewster. They get going at 4 o'clock. Manson will welcome Tenasket at 6. It's the same time for Quincy at home against East Valley, and Ephrata is at Wapato. Cashmere will host Omak tonight at 6:30. The Eastmont girls volleyball team is in Phoenix to take part in the Nike Tournament of Champions. Closer to home, Antioch is on the road at Easton at 5:30. We're talking volleyball, of course. An hour later, it's Soap Lake at Manson. Okanagan will host Cascade. Omak will visit Cashmere tonight at 7. Wenatchee is at Ike. Moses Lake will host Davis. Quincy's at Toppenish. And Ephrata takes on Grandview. Can't forget about the swimmers. Everybody into the pool. The Wenatchee girls swim team will be in Yakima. At Lions Pool, they'll take on Davis in West Valley. They'll dip their toes starting at 4 o'clock. Cashmere Bulldogs off to a 3-1 start in Coach Brian Bremer's second year as the head coach of the Bulldogs. His team will host Omak. It's each school's league opener. It's tomorrow night under the lights in Cashmere. Our cameras will be there. He says he knows the Pioneers will be up for the challenge.
They got a coaching staff up there that does it right. And you can tell they game plan. They do things right. They have a really, really good tailback. Quarterback can flat out sling it. Lefty quarterback that can sling it. It's going to be a good test for us.
Face a left-handed quarterback. That's different. You don't see that hardly at all ranks of football. So do you change things up defensively on keys and things like that?
Yeah, you really don't change too much. The only thing you kind of tell your contained type of players, your outside linebackers, is which direction he's going to want to roll. Again, most quarterbacks are going to want to roll to their throw hand side. So he's not going to want to go opposite his body. If he gets pressure, he's going to go to his left side, which we're not used to. We'll see if we can contain him, keep him in the pocket.
One of Cashmere's 10 seniors is wide receiver and defensive back Reed Smith. Reed Smith says it took a while for everybody to adapt to Coach Bremer's system.
Last year was a little difficult, but this year we all get it a lot more, and it's easier to understand, and it's really fun to run once you get it.
Speaking of fun, it sounds like this guy provides a lot of fun for you guys, both practice and everything else.
Yep. Yeah, he's awesome. He's just full of energy. Practices are awesome. We just compete and have fun in practice every day.
So tell me about OMAC and what you expect in this game here tonight.
It's going to be a battle, and we know what they can do, but we know what we can do also. So it's just we're going to expect a battle.
Eric Grindstrom and Grant Olson with the call tomorrow night. We'll take to the air at 6:45 to kick it off at 7 o'clock at Kashmir High School. By the way, at halftime, they'll have their Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Former football coaches Bill Elliott and Jack Collins will be inducted, and we'll carry that as well. Seahawks and Rams, center stage tonight, Thursday night football at CenturyLink Field. Both teams are off to 3-1 starts, so it's an early test to see where Seattle ranks as it takes on the defending NFC champions. Russell Wilson says he's in a zone, he's ready to play, and he wants to keep improving week to week.
I think I'm playing good. I think there's some more things out there you can always, try to do, and you wish I could have found a way to win the game. The game we lost against the Saints. Wish I had that one back somehow. There's things that you want to do to figure out how to execute and just find a way to win. My goal though is ultimately put us in the best position to win every game and to try to be lights out when we need it and facilitate the ball, the right guys at the right time. But I feel locked in for sure. You're asking me how I feel. I'm definitely locked in, ready to roll.
Kickoff is at 5:20. You can watch it on Fox TV, and we have our very first hockey night of the season. We'll do it every Thursday night here on the NCAA Live channel throughout the course of the year. Tonight's game is back from September between the Wild and the Trail Smoke Eaters. From the Town Toyota Center, your friend, the voice of the Wenatchee Wild, our checker, will have the call at 7 o'clock tonight right here on your television home for the Wenatchee Wild, the NCAA Live channel. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Thursday. The obscure holiday, normally I have a whole bunch to choose from and I narrow it down and I find the one that I think our viewers might find the most interesting. Not the case today on this October 3rd. There was just one I could find on all my internet searches, and apparently it's National Boyfriend Day. There's nothing wrong with National Boyfriend Day. National Girlfriend Day, in case you're curious, is August 1st. National Boyfriend Day is October 3rd. I did some extensive research. I don't know who created the holiday, why it was created, why it's on October 3rd, whether it's growing in popularity. I don't know. It's a nice day, I suppose, especially if you have a boyfriend, I suppose. So do something nice for your boyfriend on National Boyfriend Day, which is always October 3rd because it told me so on the internet. Let's move forward with today in history. This is the 230th anniversary of that little declaration. It's hard to read. George Washington wrote that in his own hand, proclaiming the very first Thanksgiving Day, October 3rd, 1789, designated as the first Thanksgiving Day in this country. That's the actual declaration. Looks like he ate a turkey leg before he wrote it. It's like I got kind of some sort of stain at the top of that thing. Well, the parchment's 230 years old, I suppose that's the case. So it was George Washington proclaimed the first Thanksgiving Day on this date in 1789, and then it kind of just sort of fell out of favor. And then during the Civil War, Abe Lincoln said, let's bring it back. So on October 3rd, 1863, which was 76 years after George Washington declared Thanksgiving Day, Abe Lincoln said, from this day forward, the last Thursday in November will be Thanksgiving Day by proclamation by me. I'm the president, and I can do that. And that's Abraham Lincoln's proclamation there to move Thanksgiving to the last Thursday in November. It's been that way pretty much ever since. FDR tried to move it earlier in November to make the Christmas shopping season go longer. That didn't quite work out. So thanks to Abe, this is why we have Thanksgiving Day. And even that parchment looks got gravy on it or something. October 3rd, 1982. Yeah, Scott Wayland ran the Detroit Marathon. He did pretty good. He ran the whole 26 miles in under 5 hours, which is pretty good, all things considered. It's outstanding when you consider that Scott Wayland ran the entire 1982 Detroit Marathon backwards. And he still finished under 5 hours. That must have been a heck of a workout. That's impressive, running a marathon backwards. I wonder how many people he ran into. That happened on this day 37 years ago. And everybody knows what happened if you were around on October 3rd, 1995, a Monday morning. 24 years ago today, O.J. Simpson acquitted of the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. On this date in history, 24 years ago. Birthdays, every one of our celebrity birthdays today have been inducted in their respective Hall of Fames. And that includes the legendary Eddie Cochran, one of the great early rockers and rollers, born in the state of 1938, died in a car accident in England at the tender age of 21. 20 Flight Rock, Come On Everybody, Summertime Blues, Something Else, my all-time favorite Eddie Cochran song. The guy cranked out a bunch of great music, a true rocker in the great spirit. We miss Eddie. Eddie Cochran, born in the state of 1938, inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987. Inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2001, Dave Winfield is 69 years old today. Dave Winfield was drafted, he was such a great athlete out of the University of Minnesota. He was drafted by 4 teams in 3 different sports. The Padres selected him as a pitcher with the 4th overall pick in the draft. The Atlanta Hawks drafted him in the NBA draft. The Utah Stars drafted him in the ABA draft, and even the Minnesota Vikings selected him in the NFL draft, even though he never played football. He ended up, of course, signing with the Padres and went on to a long and successful Hall of Fame career. Happy 69th birthday, Dave Winfield. Inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2015, the late, great Stevie Ray Vaughan died in a helicopter crash at the tender age of 35 in 1990. One of the great guitarists of all times. Pretty much all of his music is now out there. Stevie Ray Vaughan is much listened if you're into blues or into just plain rock and roll, if you'd like really good electric guitar. Stevie Ray Vaughan, we miss this guy. Born in the state of 1954 and inducted into the Golf Hall of Fame in 2015. Freddie Couples, boom boom. Freddie Couples, of course, born and raised in the Seattle area. Fred Couples is 59 years old today, and he can still beat me at the golf course, I can tell you that. Happy birthday, Freddie Couples. 31 minutes after the hour. Mike McKnight's got an opinion. He's always got an opinion. He's got another one for you today. Plus, my conversation with Dr. Michelle Price is coming up for the North Central Educational Services District. Plus, your chance to win a couple of tickets to see Dan Miller's Cowboy Music Review this Sunday at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium. But before we get to all of that stuff, Remy the dog needs a home. It's Kennel Cameos with Megan McPherson.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCW Life Channel. We're here with Jenny, the volunteer coordinator at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and joining us this week is Remy. Can you tell us about Remy?
Yes, Remy's one of our senior guys around here. He's a little bit older. We feel a little bit bad for him because nobody's coming to check on Remy or see Remy, but he is a delightful guy. He loves his people. He's not particularly great with dogs. We don't know how he is with cats, but probably not a good idea. He just really does want his people. He loves fetch, he loves balls. As you can see, he's a really good boy. And we want somebody to come at least meet Remy.
Yeah. And if someone's interested in adopting him, what should they do?
They should come on down to the shelter and meet Remy, and he is ready to go today.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, you know, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
At the Siren Song Vineyard Estate Winery and Restaurant on the south shore of Lake Chelan, you'll discover a variety of handcrafted wines and a European-inspired menu. Join us for live music, private events and weddings, cooking classes, and more. Sip, dine, and take in the stunning views of Lake Chelan at Siren Song. Visit sirensongwines.com for hours and event information. Everyone has a siren song. What's yours? In the heart of Apple Country sits Lone Pine Fruit and Espresso, a cozy cafe, a fabulous fruit stand, and an eclectic gift shop. Stop in for a hard cider, local brew, or an espresso. The cool, crisp air brings in a harvest of fresh veggies and fall fruits like pears, plums, and apples. Have lunch and choose the perfect pumpkin for your pie or porch. Celebrate the season with a trip to Lone Pine Fruit and Espresso.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, there's no comprehensive solution to school shootings. There's no one thing that if we do that one thing, it will guarantee to stop or even significantly deter someone intent on murdering school children. Deterring school shooting is going to take a wider ranging approach, much of it dependent not on government intervention, but on community involvement. This horrific situation, the murder of our children, is going to take each one of us being willing to stop our knee-jerk emotional reactions, ending the blame game, and most importantly, stop waiting for the government to act and instead ask ourselves, what can we in this community do to help provide an answer? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Push it, throw it, scrape it. Show the snow who's boss with versatile, durable, and maneuverable Bobcat compact equipment. Bobcat has the industry's largest selection of snow handling equipment and attachments. Cut through snow and ice fast, all from the comfort of a warm cab. Bobcat compact equipment, one tough animal.
Rose Tractor, quality brands you can trust year after year.
Sun Mountain Lodge's romantic fall color package starts at $228 per couple. Including room, full breakfast, and gratuities. Valid dates and other details are at sunmountainlodge.com.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Once a month, we set aside some very important time for some very important people, our friends of the North Central Educational Services District. We visited with Pete Phillips and Dr. Sue Kane and a whole bunch of people who really put together an outstanding program. But we've only had the head cheese, the superintendent of the NCESD, on just a couple of times. Dr. Michelle Price is my guest. Welcome back to the program, stranger.
Well, thank you, Dan. It's nice to be here.
You got to be over here a little bit more often.
Well, I told you, as much as I have to say, my team is so incredible. It's way better for them to hear from them.
It's funny when you surround yourself with people who know what they're doing. It really makes you look good, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
And you have a really good staff. Who's kidding you? You do.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
I have to say that we've hired well.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've done well. And you're growing, too.
We are growing. Yeah, we've definitely increased our services and opportunities for our school districts that we serve around the Central Valleys here.
And it's a big footprint.
It's a big footprint. We serve from Warden to Oroville, so across 4 counties.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's big. We got a lot of things to catch up. We haven't seen Michelle in so long. We got a lot of things to talk about. But first thing we want to talk about, I, for one, am a huge fan of giant, novelty, oversized checks. And there's a giant, novelty, oversized check that the bank, I'm sure, accepted.
Yes.
Talk about what we're looking at. What is that, Michelle?
You bet. So that is a check for $20,000 from YASIT, which is the Young Adult Consumer Education Trust, and they are a nonprofit based out of Wenatchee here, and their whole focus is on financial literacy for young adults. And so what they've done is partnered with us, and Junior Achievement is also a program that helps support kids with financial literacy, economics, and really understanding entrepreneurship. And so YASET is supporting 29 school districts across the region with an opportunity to start up, engage in Young Achievement programs, or to send kids on a field trip over to the Yakima Young Achievement Center.
For young adults to learn fiscal responsibility is so critical, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
You know, we see so many young people who just don't have any idea of how to manage finances. It's not something they're learning at home, and so we have some opportunities definitely to help grow their skills within the school environment.
And kids go out and they get a job, their first job, be it a summertime job or whatever it is, and they get their first check, and they've never seen a check that big, and before you know it, it's off to GameStop and stuff like that, and they don't really understand. Because if you get going early, if you start building up a good credit on the right way to do it from a young age, and you understand fiscal, you're going to be, by the time you're 30, you're going to be well ahead of the game.
Absolutely. The opportunities available to young people who learn to take care of their finances and to manage it and to not get into credit problems is huge for their future.
Of course, I can't even balance my checkbook. So
Oh yes, I'm sure you can.
So good for them, and it's a nice thing to do. But more importantly, and well, that was important, but this is
very important. Yes.
You have a vacancy on the board. First of all, what exactly does the board of the North Central Educational Services District do? What is their responsibility?
Well, first and foremost, they're my boss. So, like with the school district, the Educational Service District has a board that operates in the policy and standard setting for the budget setting, and then hires and supervises the superintendent. And so they meet once a month, and our board members come from our 29 school district regions. So it's based on population of the area. So we have a board member that comes from the Okanagan Valley who happens to live in Conconelli, a board member from East Wenatchee, one from Wenatchee, Moses Lake, Ephrata. The board position that's currently open is position number 2, and it serves the area that includes Stehekin, Lake Chelan, Leavenworth, Manson areas for school district areas.
You've had a vacancy for a couple of months.
Yes, our member that left our board just was a busy mom with very busy kids, and it became harder and harder to balance work and family. And so she was an amazing support system and really contributed a lot to the board. But she just found herself needing to spend more time with family.
And we certainly understand that.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. So the board time involved, we have a meeting once a month that usually I would say it's a noon meeting, which can be interesting for folks. But once a month, the fourth Wednesday of the month, and during that time we have, because of the travel time for folks to get in, we serve them lunch. Our meetings typically last about 2 hours. We have typically, I say typically because the board actually decides their schedule, but typically has 2 board retreats a year, one in the winter and one in the summer. And then they do participate in other activities as their schedule allows. For instance, our foundation has a banquet where we provide teacher grants, and we do a big celebration, and our board members come and share that event with us and try to get out to school events like Quincy or Cascade, who are just dedicating new buildings. They've gone out to be on site out there to support their schools too.
And Quincy has a new school. It's really nice. I love to see new infrastructure for the students. From a student, they want to go to a new school.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see bunches of new schools.
But what that really says is that you've got a community that's growing, and you've got a community that believes in their schools and wants their kids to really have that accelerated opportunity, and the pride that those kids have right now. I mean, to walk in there and they're holding their heads high, and there's not 1 ounce of trash or graffiti or anything anywhere. They're going to take really good care of those schools.
They're going to take pride of that school.
They take pride, and it gives them a different sense of confidence because they're from Quincy, and it really has built some pride. And the community to support that is just incredible.
I went to Wenatchee High School, as most people know, and my class was only the 10th class to graduate from what people still call the new Wenatchee High School, even though it isn't new anymore. And to see other kids come in for sporting events or cultural events, whatever, and to walk into a school that was only a decade older, even less than that, and they go, wow, you get to go to school here? And we go to a school that was built in 1933, and they get it, they understand it. They really do. The board is not a rubber stamp organization. If you're interested in joining the board, You have to do homework. You get your packets. You have to be prepared to go to these meetings.
Absolutely. So we send the packet out a week in advance. The board president and vice president and I jointly create that agenda. You need to study the information. We set policy, so they need to be prepared to look at the policies and to give feedback into whether they think they are the right policies for us and they have the right message for our system. And then also, spend time with the budget. We have a monthly budget review, taking a look at how we're taking in revenue and where we're spending our dollars at.
What kind of skill set does it need to serve on the NCESD board?
We really, first, you have to be a registered voter.
Okay.
That is required by the state. And then really just a passion and interest in schools and in education is the primary skill set. There's no, professional background or experience, education really that is needed, just a passion for education.
You just have to give a damn.
You have to care deeply about schools and children, yes.
Okay, and for this particular position that Michelle and I are talking about, you have to live in what geographical area
So the geographical area covers Stehekin, Manson, Lake Chelan, Leavenworth, and I'm missing somebody. Lake Chelan, Leavenworth, Stehekin, Lake Chelan.
Okay,
Leavenworth,
so that area.
Stehekin, Kashmir.
Okay. And
Shaston.
Shaston. I can't forget Shaston.
Can't forget Shaston. Sorry about that, guys.
How long is this? Are you taking over an unexpired term, and then you'll? Are the terms staggered? That kind of deal.
So the process is that because it's open during a non-voting period of time, so the person would finish out this year, and then next year when the board positions open up, usually late August, early September, and there's a window where you can apply to be a board member. And during that application period, they would need to submit a letter to the Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction and make application that way. And then the boards from the 29 school districts we serve are the voters on who is elected to the board.
Okay, so a number of people are in on that decision.
Right.
Okay.
So during the interim time, because it's not currently an open election time, during the interim time, our current board would conduct interviews with any potential candidates and then select the candidate from there.
Okay, so how's the vetting process going so far? Obviously, you would like to see as many candidates as possible, right?
Absolutely. So our board meets only once a month. So from the time that our board member resigned to the time that they had an opportunity to get together was about 3 weeks. And so then they said, okay, let's start publicizing. So we've really only been about 2.5 weeks into the publication for looking for a board member. So we'll keep that open until we have a pool of candidates, and then we'll call in those candidates for those interviews.
Do you handle the initial vetting process, or is that done by do you have a subcommittee who's handling this?
So I love to meet with the potential candidates. So if you call me, I'll be happy to meet with you, come to you wherever you're at, and to share the work that the ESD does, to answer any questions that you have. Can also connect you with one of our current board members to also have an opportunity to really talk about from their perspective. I could say, well, there's not a huge time commitment, but they really do, have a commitment of time to invest in our kids and our communities.
And that's how a lot of these boards get filled. You have a friend who you think would be really good for it. You say, we have an opening, Bob or Janet. Why don't you give Michelle a call? You'd be amazed how that works out. Yeah.
Exactly.
So the board members knows what it takes. They're experienced and they know.
So if you are interested, you can reach me at North Central Educational Service District. The number is 509-665-2628.
I haven't seen you for a while. The STEM Summit back in August.
Oh my goodness.
How did that go?
We had a fabulous 3 days. We had just 300 teachers in from across North Central Washington in for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics training. We had representatives from our legislature, including the chair of the Education Committee, Senator Wellman, and her vice chair, Senator Wilson, at the table to talk about their vision for STEM education through the legislative lens. We had drones flying around the Wenatchee Convention Center. We had, science kits out. We had community members. We have a group of community members that are heavily involved in our apprenticeships and our career and technical learning and career connected learning. So we had some business partners that came in and talked about the importance of businesses being connected with their schools and what they're gaining out of helping prepare young people for the work world.
Yeah, because they want the talent pool, and they want well-trained, well-educated kids to get it to keep it going.
Absolutely.
They get a going concern.
Yes, so we know that there's a shortage of employment workers across the area, across the nation really, and that we need more and more workers to join the workforce. And so we need to prepare them earlier and make sure that they have all the options available to them, whether it's joining the workforce, certification, or college.
And kudos to the sponsors, by the way. I forgot their names. I know Microsoft was one of them and a few others that actually forked over quite a bit of money to make this STEM Summit happen.
Yes, Clearest Solutions,
Yeah.
Microsoft. We had a number of big partners that help support that so that teachers can receive ongoing training.
While I have you here, Michelle, once again, if you're interested in this open board position, it's position number 2, just give Michelle a call, 665-2629. 665-2629. Anything else on your mind while I got you here? Because I don't get to see you very often.
You know, I am happy to answer any questions that you have, though.
Okay. A train leaves Philadelphia traveling at 73 miles an hour. At the same time, a train leaves Pittsburgh traveling at 70. No, I'm not kidding. I never could do those problem solving.
Yeah, then we'll call in the kids because they know how to do that.
Yeah. Johnny's mom sends Johnny to the store to buy 5 cans of beans. I can never get those problem solving. Michelle, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you also.
Yeah, and look forward to our another weekly or monthly visit with our friends from the North Central Educational Services
Thank you for having us. And certainly if you have any hot topics, we're happy to come in and address those and work.
Absolutely.
Work with
You
us.
guys have an open invitation.
Thank you so much.
Anytime you
We
want to come see
appreciate
us,
being
Michelle.
here.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Are you like many who are lacking in their retirement plan but are skeptical to talk to an advisor? Are you concerned about where you should put your money or who to trust? At Solomon Financial, we are more about the people we serve than policies or products. We are a fee-based fiduciary with the mission of giving you the peace of mind so you can live the retirement of your dreams. If you have any of these questions or concerns, we'd welcome you to come see us.
When you're ready to purchase your next vehicle, make sure you stop by Sangster Motors. They're your locally owned and operated Buick and GMC dealer offering 4 acres of new and quality used inventory. Their philosophy is simple. They offer you the best product at a competitive price, all with impeccable service. Stop in today, have some popcorn or coffee at Gear Up Java, let the kids play, and talk with one of the Sangsters about your next vehicle. You'll find them on the corner of 9th and Miller in Wenatchee or online at sangstermotors.com. Caring about your family is what brings you back to theirs.
We're here because of the children, because the children need to be protected. Their needs aren't being met.
They didn't ask for any of this stuff. It's not their choices that got them here.
The more adults that a child has that love them, the better off they are.
Children need a whole community to raise them. And if we can do any little thing, it makes a big difference in the child's life.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around North Central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special. And we are back at 53 minutes after the hour now, under clear skies and 44 degrees. Beautiful morning. We'll get up to the upper 50s or so. Forecast details are coming up. But we have a little item of business to get to. A few weeks ago, our friends from the Wenatchee Community Concert Association came by and paid me a visit, and when we're all done with that lovely conversation, they gave me a pair of tickets to every show that the Wenatchee Community Concert Association is bringing to the Wenatchee Valley throughout their concert season, 2019-2020. And this Sunday at 2 o'clock at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium, it's Dan Miller's Cowboy Music Review. I could explain it to you, or I could show you to you. I decided to show it to you. Here's Dan Miller and his Cowboy Music Review. Take a look.
Across the alley from the Alamo lived a pinto pony and a Navajo. I sang a sort of Indian hidey-ho to the people passing by. I'm an old cowhand from the Rio Grande. My legs ain't bowed and my cheeks ain't tan. I'm a cowboy who's never seen a cow, never roped a steer, 'cause I don't This is the one song that we have done every single night. It's a state song of Kansas. Any Kansas people here with us? Okay. What is your state song? That's it. That's it. Home on the Range. That's what it is. Our time is tight here today, but if you'll just sing a little bit of the chorus, we can at least tell the folks back in Cody you sang with us on Home on the Range. Hannah, would you kick it off there a little bit, honey? 1, 2. You ready? Home. That's all we have time for. But I at least can tell them that you sang with us. You know, we're probably the only group you're going to see all day, all weekend that has played that song for Hell's Angels. We had a young couple came. I was surprised. They actually knew the words to Home on the Range, but they were honeymooning in Cody, Wyoming. Now, you know, you hear that all the time. Cancun, Cody, Cancun, Cody. Well, they came to Cody, and we were cute couple, but to be honest, I couldn't understand a word they were saying, but they still ended up knowing the words to like Home on the Range. Do you remember, girls, where were they from, Hannah, or when?
Arkansas.
Arkansas, that's what it was. But let's do a little bit of Patsy Cline music for them here, shall we? You want me to forget, pretend we've never met. And I've tried, but I haven't yet. You walk by and I fall to pieces. There we go, Wendy. Rolling, 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 yeah. Rolling, 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 yeah. Rolling, 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 keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Though the streams are swollen, keep the nuggies rolling right. Through rain and wind and weather, hell-bent for leather, wishing my gal was by my side. All the things I'm missing, good videos, love and kissing, waiting at the end of my ride. Move 'em on, head 'em up, move 'em on, head 'em up, go high. Ride 'em in, cut 'em out, ride 'em in, cut 'em out, rawhide, rawhide.
So that's a nice little taste of what we have forward. Looking forward to Dan Miller's Cowboy Music Review. It is this Sunday at 2 o'clock at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium. If you want to see Dan, I got a pair of tickets, and it's our email contest. We've been doing this for a while. You know what to do. It's winner@ncwlife.com. Winner@ncwlife.com. It is one entry per email address. So if you have multiple email addresses, you can enter multiple times, but it's only one entry per address, please. And at 10 o'clock this morning, that's the cutoff time. So you have until 10 o'clock this morning to get your entry into winner@ncwlife.com, and I will notify the winner via email. And they are lucky enough to go see Dan Miller and the Cowboy Music Review this Sunday at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium. Thank you again to the Wenatchee Community Concert Association. Winner@ncwlife.com. All right, let's do your weather forecast before we send you out the door on this Thursday. It's a beautiful morning, 44 degrees. We're going to get up there a little bit. Maybe 58, 59. Mostly, it's going to be a mixture of clouds and sun. Even a slight chance of some light rain. I wouldn't bet on it. Just an occasional stray raindrop is all we're looking at. Mostly cloudy tonight, 42 for the overnight low. We're still going to have a little residual rain if we get any at all. A lot of sunshine Friday, about 63. Quite a bit of sunshine on Saturday, and a high of 63. We're going to bump up to 67 degrees by the time we get to Sunday. Sunday and Monday look really nice. I didn't think we were going to get back to 70 degrees again, but if this forecast holds true, we will get back to 70 degrees with quite a bit of sunshine. So that forecast, that 70 forecast, looking pretty good. And if you just joined us, we set a record yesterday, a record low. We got all the way to 37 degrees on Wednesday morning, and that tied the old record of 37 degrees, which was set back in 1999. It has been a very cool start, very cool end to September, and a cool start to the month of October. We're going to warm up a little bit over the weekend. All right. Everybody have a fantabulous Thursday, provided the show isn't canceled. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.